gang, it's Miss Carrie here with our Bible lesson for today. Our lesson is about how God shines His light through us. We're going to dive into some words that Jesus taught to a bunch of people on a mountainside. And you know what? He used everyday things to help people understand what He was talking about. So here in a minute, I'm going to do an activity with you guys to see if you can guess what some of these everyday things were that Jesus used. Okay? So better get ready. So here we go. All right, everyone, we're going to let Mr. Matt test out some of our tasty treats. We have test on A, and then we have treats on B. He's going to let us know which one he thinks is the best, okay? So here we go. Are you ready, Mr. Matt?
I'm ready.
Okay. So why don't you hold out your hand?
I wash my hands.
Oh, that's good. All right. Here's the first one. I'm going to chomp that down real quick. That was loud. All right. What did you think? Thumbs up. Was it great?
Not so much.
Okay. That one wasn't so good. Okay. Let's go to
Kind
B.
of bland.
Hold out your hand.
I like eating paper.
Okay. Hold out your hand. There we go. This is B.
Ooh, yum.
Oh, that was tastier?
That was very flavorful.
All right,
had a good flavor, like vibrant flavor to it.
Let's do another one. Ready? A. Okay, there we go. Test that one.
Yeah,
Not so good. Okay, let's go to B.
that's kind of bland.
All right, now let's go to B. Here we go. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Let's see what that one's like. That was better. Okay, last one.
It's more salty. That's more salty.
Okay, here's A. Let's try that one again.
Well, I'm chewing
Okay, there we go.
as fast as I can.
Ready, set, go. What do you think about?
Oh, that's like eating cardboard.
Oh dear.
Oh.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Hold out
No
your
flavor.
hand. No flavor?
No.
Hold out your hand. Last one. Let's see, everybody. What is it? Will he know? Let's see. Is it going to be something good? Okay. That was better?
Bold, flavorful, strong, salty.
Okay.
I like it.
You can unmask now. So which one did you think was best? The A treats or the B treats?
Definitely the B.
What made them better?
They had flavor. They're salty and they had a strong flavor to them. Bold,
Okay.
flavorful,
All right. You guys heard it from Mr. Matt.
and yummy.
Okay. Did any of you guess what that everyday thing was that Jesus talked about in the scripture? Well, let's read the passage in here. It's in Matthew 5:13. Matthew is in the New Testament. See if you guys can guess it. Okay. Matthew chapter 5, verse 13. You are the salt of the earth. But if the salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled by men. Remember the taste test and how some things weren't very good? They kind of tasted blah, and the other things were better because it had this salty taste, it had flavor to it. So that everyday thing that Jesus talks about is salt. See, salt in biblical times was especially important, not just for flavor, but they also used it to preserve their meat, their food, because they didn't have refrigerators. And also they used salt to help heal a wound. If they got a cut or something, they might put salt on it. So Jesus is telling us we are like salt. When we are friends with Jesus and we don't share about His love and His kindness to our friends, then we're like the unsalty treat with no flavor. But if we're like the salt that flavors things, we go out and we share Jesus' love and his kindness to others. So I want to be like the salty treat. How about you? The second everyday thing that Jesus talked about has something to do with this dark room. Looks a little dangerous, doesn't it? I'm not really sure what's in there. I might trip on something, or worse, there could be spiders. I don't know. What should I do? What? Turn on the light, huh? Light seems to be an important everyday thing, doesn't it? Well, let's look in the scripture and see if Jesus uses light in his teaching, okay? Matthew 5:14 through 15. You are the light of the world. A city on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on a stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. Wow, Jesus is talking about light. We use light every day, don't we? Maybe I should go try that out, taking my light in and seeing if I can cover it up. Okay, here I am in the dark with my light. Let's see what happens when I cover up my light with just a few things. Remember in the scripture, it said we're not to put our light under a bowl? Wow. If I put it all the way under the bowl, it kind of blocks the light out, doesn't it? I can still see a little bit of the light, but it doesn't shine very well. Okay, what if I put just a cloth over it? Maybe that'll be better if I just hide it a little bit. Oh, wow. That really gets dark. What if I just put this book over it just a little bit and hide it under here? Well, that doesn't work very well, does it? Remember in the scripture, it said that we were to put our light up on a stand so that everyone can see the light. When we hide it, put something over it, the light still shines, but just not very well, right? Light really is a very important part of everyday life, isn't it? I love how Jesus used light. Jesus is telling us that if he's our friend, we'll let his light shine brightly for everyone to see, and that we won't hide it, that other people can't see it. We want our light to shine brightly for Jesus, don't we? Have you ever heard that song? This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. And then what's that other part? That's right. We won't hide it. We're gonna let it shine. I want you guys to watch the next part. It's gonna tell you all about this wonderful story that we've been learning.
Jesus was preaching on a mountainside to tell the people how to live the way God made us to live. And this teaching isn't just for those people that day, it's for all people, even today. He said if they had God's Spirit inside them and lived a life filled with God's love like Jesus did, we'd have something powerful inside of us that can help others see the way to God. If someone builds a city on a hill, is that because they want it to be hidden so no one can find it? Of course not. It's up high in plain sight so those who are lost can see where to go. When God's people live like Jesus, we can be like that city on a hill, showing people the way to God's love and forgiveness. If someone has some salt, would they keep it in the jar until it loses its flavor? No! They would sprinkle it on food that needed some flavor. Jesus said we can be like salt and add flavor to the world by living a life like Jesus. If someone has a light, would you cover it up with a bowl? No way! They would hold it up high so it could shine as much light as possible. We have a bright light inside of us, our new life in Jesus Christ. We are made bright and new on the inside. When you choose to follow Jesus, it's the best news in the world. Do you keep something that big a secret? Of course not. You see, Jesus can fill you up with love, joy, and peace, and all good things. When you let those things shine in your life, other people will see it and want it in their life. But they can't see it if you don't show it. So let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Here's a song you might already know that helps us understand what Jesus has to do with us. To make it fun, hold up your finger to be a candle. That will represent the light of God's Spirit inside of us.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. For the things that you have done, for my life that you have won, I keep nothing to myself. I'm gonna show the world your love. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, let it shine, let it shine, shine. I won't ever hide from you. I will live my life for you. All the things I long to do, this race I will run the whole way through. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, let it shine, let it shine, shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, let it shine, let it shine, shine. Let it 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 shine.
Jesus wants us to shine our lights by sharing our friendship with Him to others. God's light shines through us, and we should tell everyone about His love. Don't hide your light this week. Make sure that it shines brightly for everyone to see. You guys have a great week. I can't wait to see you.